What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Pablo Gargano, the acid-trance master, and we're listening to Pablo Gargano in 1996. I'll just keep saying it. I listened to a number of genres that, they're fantastic at different points throughout their history, and, multiple years in the 90s, you could say they were at their peak. But for acid trance, acid techno, and hardcore, I feel like 97, it was just, firing on all cylinders. And Pablo is a big reason for that in the acid trance genre. So yeah, we're going to listen to a tune on Eve once again. Pay no attention to the additive sleeve. I think like the original Eve sleeve for this release just was in really bad shape, and I highly value my Pablo records, so if a sleeve is really bad and I value the record, I'll swap it out with a slightly less valued record with a better sleeve. So yeah, it's not an additive record, obviously, but we're looking at E14, which apparently at some point someone charged $2.99 for. I definitely paid more for this when I got it online, but apparently at some record shop somewhere this went for an absolute bargain. Even the dogs are going crazy for that bargain. But yeah, bottom line, this is 1996. And it's a tune called My Nightmare, which despite how that sounds, and even though there is maybe a bit of like unsettled or foreboding atmosphere, it is still quite, elegant and progressive in its evolution across the track. So yeah, it's a really cool tune, but I feel like the name My Nightmare, it may give you a slightly misleading suggestion of what the tune will be like. So regardless, let's get it. This is, as I said, Pablo Gargano from E14, and the tune is My Nightmare. Cinematic opening. Sounds like we're near a body of water, but there's like a beacon. Plodding and mechanical. strictly hard trance and not acid trance. Do not be mistaken. Pablo's acid work always sounds like visionary. Like it's soaring to unknown heights. It's like the backwash layer. It's like the forward layer, then the it's like stop now. Huge percussion density. Enjoy it, and I wonder, like, what drum that's representative of, or if it's like a sort of atmospheric percussion. It's, like a huge stone hitting a platform or something. That really high, sort of beepy melody. It's got atmosphere. It's maybe there's a sense of danger, but it's not nightmarish to me. So again, maybe my interpretation of the word nightmare is just different. But I will say, like, more than I remembered, it has a darker vibe. Just not sure it's nightmarish. That's all. Eccentricity, and there's enough elements still, those bird sounds, the tone, that you could mix out the whole way, and it would be worth it to keep double dropping rather than just because again, I've mentioned before, if you get to the end of a tune and it's just a kick and a hat, like it could be any tune, and so you've basically mixed out of it completely. But if there is still a sort of tone element or like a little acid squiggle or something, you can keep double dropping, and it's like, the audience can hear that element from the outgoing tune. It's like, it's still blending. But yeah, bottom line, great tune. As I said, I slightly misremember the tone. I'll give him credit for the name, My Nightmare. But yeah, bottom line, I remember thinking back in the day that, like, I've heard tunes that are like hard trance but kind of really go for a wicked sound. But yeah, I don't think that one is like crazy, like dark. It just has a sort of like foreboding atmosphere. But like I said, I think there's a couple melodic elements that are at least like, sort of consonant and sort of elegant in their sound. So, even if it's within a dark overall atmosphere, like I said, to me, it doesn't sound nightmarish. But regardless of what you call it and the atmosphere it suggests to you, I do think it's a top tune. Maybe not one of his more famous tunes, again, like some of the tunes from his 2 albums on Eve, I think a lot of people will talk about. I think Eve 5 with On a Deep Tip and One Time, I think people will talk about that release. I certainly will. But yeah, bottom line, I do think it's a really good tune, if, again, slightly lesser known. But once again, part of the issue with that is that, back in the day, for a lot of us at least, it was like, what track did I just play? Well, I played E14, the B2 tune, but I don't know what it is or who it's by. So, yeah, maybe the reason that some of these tracks that didn't have a clear, because again, like Ultimate Frontier, I just used that in a mix, or I just posted a mix in which I used that. It's actually from a couple years ago. But you know, Ultimate Frontier by Pablo is the guy like, we're pushing the ultimate frontier here, which is from the original English dub of Akira, if you didn't know. But that one, it's like, okay, I know what that, like, even if I don't know who did that track, I know like a phrase in the track, and I'm guessing that might be the title and whatever. But yeah, this one, it doesn't say like, you know, My Nightmare. It's just, you know, a sort of atmospheric tune. So maybe because it didn't say the name on the record, and for many years a number of us were just trying to figure out what they were called, and it didn't have such a like a catchy sort of memorable phrase as a sample, maybe that's why it doesn't stand out as much. But like I said, I think it's a top tune. Let me know if you agree. I will see you next time. Peace.